at some point you make the switch to GB Top Team. Can we talk about how that come about, and what made you finally make the switch to GB Top Team?
Yeah, so basically it was like about this time, where were we, April? About this time last year, it was kind of like I was basically coming to the end of my amateur career. And I was at that stage again, that crossroads, just thinking about where do I go from here. Team Underground was an amazing gym, but just thinking about like pathways really. And my boxing coach Barry, I used to do work with him. He used to work at Team Underground, and then he used to work at GB Top Team as well. But that's before he came Team Underground. But we knew that, so he was like, "Oh, just come sparring." I went sparring there for the first time. I got beat up by everyone.
That's how everyone gets you. Come to sparring, Chanel.
Yeah, literally. And for me, I don't like not being good at something. Not, as I said before, not in the ego way. Just like I like being good at something. And after that, I just thought to myself, I was just like, how do I get better at this? And going back sparring. So I talked to Steve. He's like, okay, you can go sparring there every Tuesday. So every Tuesday I used to get sparring, and like the level was just literally unreal. Just like the people I was sparring with, people I was training with, like the level was just, the whole thing was just different. Like I've never seen nothing like it. It's like I'm getting beat up by people my way. That technically, it's not like they're bashing my head in with power. That they're big. Obviously, we have good people at Team Underground, but obviously they're like kind of bigger. David, he's bigger. But then I go to GB and fighting straw, flyweights, bantamweights. That's just beating me up technically, and I was just like, okay, cool. Team Underground, I was kind of not coasting. It was just like I can beat up 99% of the people there without even trying. Whereas I go to GB and 99% of the time I'm getting beaten up. And I'm trying. Like, I'm literally trying my hardest, and I'm just getting exposed. Like stuff that I used to do, like certain things I used to do back at Team Underground. And even my fights, I would get away with, okay, that's sick. I go GB, I try that, I get submitted, or I get tripped over. I'm just like, it was just different levels. In the way, so I just had to find that switch.
What's the coaching been like? Obviously you got Brad Pickett's there, Ashley Grimshaw. What's it been like working with like veterans like that?
Yeah, like that's another thing, because like my fight IQ in the past year has changed so much. Like my eyes has opened so much. Not even just like in the ring, but like outside the ring as well. I'm become so much smarter, and that's because of them. Like every day, every other days or so, I'm literally just messaging them about this, what do you think about this? And they will tell me just from experience. They'll be like, I done this and this worked, and this fight it happened, this happened, or if you do this what happened to me in this fight, or like I was gonna sign with Cage Royals, or like other promotions. I'd be like, oh, what about this promotion? They're like, oh, don't do that because I've got this fighter or this fighter, or like even contracts. I've got this contract, and they're like, okay, I have a contract person, or I have a lawyer, or I have this management and this person, just connections and shows. So like my IQ under them has grown so much. Like I've learned so much more about the game. My mentality's been more professional. Like my conditioning has been on point, my S&C has been on point. That's all because of them, leading me in the right direction. And that's like one of the main things why I did leave Team Underground, because even though Team Underground is an amazing gym, I'll say that I'll scream that it's an amazing gym, vibe's amazing, it's a family, training's great, but it just gets to that point. Team Underground is a new gym. Like when I joined the gym, they only started the MMA. So that really, the squad, they didn't really have any classes. Steve was starting up, so he's still new to the game, and he's still trying to find his foot and bearings in the game. He didn't really have top wrestling coaches, or he was getting this jits coach in one week, and then this jits coach, and he gets David to teach a class, or this person, and then he's like, okay, maybe we'll do this, or maybe we'll do that. But for me, especially, this is my career. Like I don't want to have a maybe. I need to be do this. You're UFC world champion, and that's why I get at GB Top Team. Literally, Brad would be like, okay, we're doing this. We're on the top promotion, and that's the one thing that I really need. That really secure environment, which I do find at GB Top Team. Whereas Team Underground, they're gonna make it to that point. But but like Ash and Brad, they've been in the game for like 2-3 decades.
Yeah.
They know it the back of their hand.
Yeah.
Where Steve, he still has a decade or even maybe less than a decade to dip his feet and find out where he is as a coach and as a team. And one day he'll make it to that point. But for me, being the age I am, I don't have 10 years. I'll be 31 in my prime. So I need somewhere now that's secure. Whereas GB is a spot.
That's it. And I mean, you can't go wrong with those guys. They are like godfathers of the scene. Like I remember being young watching them Cage Rage days, you know.
Literally.
So yeah, that's a great thing to be part of. Will you still be? Obviously, I think you still work with Christian. Is that?
Yeah. Chris, he's got coach of the year, gym of the year. I still go nosy regularly. Like that's my style as well.
Yeah.
Like even when you see my fights, I still teep a lot like them.
Yeah.
My stance and my footwork is all from nosy. My elbows, all from nosy. So I'll keep doing my strike at nosy. It's one of the best gyms in the world for a reason, and I still get my work done there.
Would you ever like, I know it's a bit early in your pro career to ask the question, but I'm going to take the opportunity to ask it now. Would you ever flirt with the idea of bouncing back and having maybe a super fight in Muay Thai?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah? That's why I never said. That's why I never ever said in my Instagram that I'm officially retired from Muay Thai. I'll definitely come back to it.
Yeah.
I was like, if the situation's right. Like, you see how all these YouTube, or like Nate Diaz, he's doing boxing fights.
Jake Border.
Yeah, people, they're doing boxing fights with WWE.
Yeah.
Like, I'll definitely come back to kickboxing, Muay Thai. But if it makes sense, it'll make sense.
Yeah.